So picture this. You open up your phone, right? You tap on your favorite social media app, and you are just immediately hit with this wall of sun-drenched, flawlessly optimized vacation photos.
Oh, yeah. Like perfectly curated.
Exactly. You know exactly the ones I'm talking about, too. It's the perfectly plated avocado toast overlooking this super crowded beach, or it's the exact same pose in front of the exact same monument that like 10,000 other people posted that exact same day.
Right. Everyone doing the exact same thing.
Yeah. And everything is geotagged, it's filtered, it's color corrected. All of it is just designed for maximum likes. And it starts to feel less like an actual vacation and more like, I don't know, a performance.
It absolutely does. I
Yeah.
mean, it becomes travel as a checklist, essentially.
Yeah.
You aren't going to a place to actually experience the environment. You're going there to prove to your network that you were there.
Hmm.
And, the modern travel industry is highly engineered to facilitate that exact performance.
It's exhausting. And if you listening right now are feeling that crushing weight of information, an overload like that total exhaustion of everything in the world being so curated and branded and just loud, then you are going to really love today's deep dive.
Oh, definitely. This is a good one.
Our mission today is to explore the ultimate antidote to all that modern noise. We are looking at a really well-kept secret for travelers who are seeking out quiet wilderness.
And we have some fantastic sources to unpack for this, too.
We do. We've got this fascinating stack of sources. There's a sanctuary guide from the Shelter Cove House, along with some nationally recognized travel features from places like SF Gate, Travel Plus Leisure, Flywine Magazine, and even a profile on this really remote local spot called the Jippo Ale Mill.
It's a phenomenal collection of perspectives.
Yeah.
And, what's really compelling here is that despite coming from like a pilot's magazine, a luxury travel brand, and a local sanctuary guide, they all converge on one very specific, very unusual spot on the map.
Exactly. We are heading to Shelter Cove. It's this tiny coastal community nestled along California's so-called Lost Coast.
Such a great name, by the way. The Lost Coast.
Right. It sounds like something out of a fantasy novel. But reading through these sources, the thing that immediately jumped out at me is that this place is the absolute opposite of a tourist trap.
Completely.
It's just tucked right down between the incredibly steep King Range Mountains and the raw, untamed Pacific Ocean. It's a quiet discovery. And as I was reading, I just kept thinking of Shelter Cove as like the anti-algorithm of travel.
The anti-algorithm. Wow. That is a perfect way to put it.
Right, because think about it.
Well, because an algorithm is fundamentally designed to remove friction.
Yeah.
Right? To give you exactly what you want instantly without you having to really work for it.
Exactly. Zero friction.
Right. It feeds you a highly branded destination with luxury hotels and curated photo ops, and you just show up to consume it. But Shelter Cove does the exact opposite of that. It doesn't adapt to you. It forces you to adapt to its rhythm.
It really is like this untouched time capsule. And the Shelter Cove House Guide explicitly leans into this. They actually contrast the town with luxury branding and curated destinations.
Which is such a smart way to frame it.
It is, because the appeal here isn't about what millions of dollars of development have built. The appeal comes precisely from what it has not become.
Which I think points to a much deeper psychological shift we're seeing right now. Like, why are humans increasingly craving these raw, unedited places?
Yeah, that's a great question.
To really understand why Shelter Cove remains the anti-algorithm, we have to look at how it survived the great California development boom in the first place.
Oh, this part is wild.
Because, let's be honest, California is not exactly known for leaving prime oceanfront real estate alone.
No, not at all. Usually they just pave it and put up a luxury resort. But here, they literally couldn't. It all comes down to a massive roadblock.
A literal accident of geography.
It's crazy. The sources explain that there is no coastal highway running through this landscape. For this massive stretch of the California coast, Highway 1 just completely abandons the ocean and turns inland.
And we really need to emphasize why that happened, because it was definitely not for a lack of trying.
Right, they really wanted a road there.
Oh, yeah. The engineers who built the Pacific Coast Highway wanted a continuous scenic route. But the historical and geographical reality here is that the King Range Mountains are fiercely uncooperative.
Fiercely uncooperative is a good way to put it.
These mountains don't gently slope into the sea, they just plunge directly into the Pacific. The tectonic plates here are actively pushing the mountains upward at an incredibly fast geological rate.
So the land is literally still moving, like right mid.
Constantly moving. The ground is made of this crumbling shale and sandstone.
Hmm.
So when you combine that really unstable near-vertical terrain with brutal winter storms coming off the Pacific, it was simply impossible for road builders to blast a safe modern highway through it.
Nature just said no.
Exactly. The cliffs were shearing off, the ground was washing away, so they were forced to route the highway 30 miles inland, right through the redwoods. And that single logistical failure, that geographical resistance, is what preserved this stretch of coast, largely as it had been for centuries.
Which totally changes the dynamic of how you visit this place. You don't just happen upon Shelter Cove.
No, you definitely don't.
Like, you can't just be cruising down the highway, see a flashy billboard for a resort, and pull over for a quick selfie. The arrival itself is an event.
It really is.
The Shelter Cove House source describes this single, winding, incredibly steep road through thick forests and mountains that you have to navigate for miles before it suddenly releases you out to the open ocean. You have to really, truly want to get here.
The journey filters out the casual tourist immediately.
Yeah, big time.
If you're just looking for, like, easy entertainment,
Yeah.
you are going to turn around after the first 10 miles of those hairpin turns.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting to me. I was thinking about that long, winding, difficult drive-in, and it feels almost like an airlock on a spaceship.
Oh, an airlock. I like where this is going. How do you mean?
Well, think about it. When you're in a spaceship, you don't just throw open the door to the outside vacuum, right? That would be a total disaster.
Right, you'd get sucked out.
Exactly. You have to step into the airlock, let the heavy doors seal behind you, and slowly depressurize. That winding, isolated mountain road into Shelter Cove acts as the airlock.
Oh, that's a brilliant analogy.
It's a necessary transition zone. It slowly depressurizes you from the chaotic, hyper-connected, really noisy world. It forces you to just slow down before it finally releases you into this quiet wilderness.
That analogy actually aligns perfectly with the biology of what happens to travelers here.
Wait, really? The biology?
Yeah, if we look at the physiological impact of that airlock drive, it is literally forcing a shift in your nervous system.
Oh,
In our hyper-connected daily lives, we operate in a sympathetic nervous state. That's your fight or flight, high alert, constantly responding to notifications and stimuli.
which is exhausting.
Exactly. But as you navigate that slow, disconnected road, the lack of outside input forces your brain to switch into a parasympathetic state. Rest and digest.
So you're physically unwinding before you even see the ocean.
Exactly. You have to.
Oh.
And the sources from Travel Plus Leisure and SFCate both touch on the demographic result of this. Because of this natural barrier to entry, it draws a very specific type of traveler.
Oh.
Writers seeking focus, artists, dedicated hikers, and people who value profound solitude over manufactured spectacle. When you strip away the luxury boutiques, the environment becomes the main character, rather than just like a backdrop for vacation.
And because that geography acts as a shield, the environment inside this airlock offers a sensory experience that is just incredibly rare today.
Very rare.
Reading through the physical descriptions of this place honestly gave me goosebumps. Let's talk about what you actually experience once you arrive.
The sensory details in these sources are striking, especially because they are so distinct from the classic Southern California beach image.
Totally. We are not talking about white sand and palm trees here.
No, definitely not.
Traveler's Elixir specifically calls out the black sand beaches, which are visually stunning and really highly unusual for California.
Yeah, that stood out to me too.
And it's not just a trick of the light. The sand is actually heavy, dark, pulverized gray wackened shale that has been ground down from the King Range Mountains by the ocean.
It creates a very moody, almost prehistoric aesthetic.
It really